Hello students, happy morning. Class 12 Physics, Unit 4 Electromagnetic Induction and Alternating Current continuation video. In previous class, we learned about phasor. We know phasor is a vector. Using that vector, we can represent the time varying quantity. Okay. By knowing the knowledge of phasor, then we found the phase angle between current and voltage in resistor and inductor circuit that containing AC. Here in today's class, let we see how to calculate the phase angle between current and voltage in a capacitor circuit that containing AC. Okay, so far I consider a capacitor of capacitance C that is connected with the alternating source of EMF V is equal to Vm sin omega t. After applying the voltage, the charge on the capacitor is Q. Okay, that is instantaneous charge on the capacitor. Instantaneous charge on the capacitor is Q. Okay. Then the EMF across the capacitor at that instant can be written as EMF across the capacitor. That we know that is Q by C, because we know Q is equal to CV, then V is equal to Q by C. Then by applying Kirchhoff's second law, that is voltage law to the loop, we know the applied voltage is equal to the voltage across the capacitor. So we can write this one as applied voltage V is equal to voltage across the capacitor, that is Q by C. Okay, then we can write V as Vm sin omega t, that is equal to Q by C. We need the value of Q alone in order to find the value of current. Okay, so far I consider Q alone. Q is equal to Vmc sin omega t. Okay, we know by the definition of current is the rate of change of flow of charge. Okay, so current I is equal to dq by dt. So here d by dt, Q became Vmc sin omega t. Okay, then the Vm and C are constant, then taking out of the differential, then I became Vmc, that is d by dt sin omega t. Differentiating sin omega t, we get cos omega t. Cos omega t into omega. Okay, then I is equal to Vmc sin omega, differentiating sin omega t, we get omega cos omega t. Okay, we can write this one as Vm c omega. Here the current is in cos term. Okay, in order to find the phase angle, we need the two equation, voltage and current are in a same equation. Okay, so we can consider the cos term into sin term. Okay, we know sin 90 plus theta, that is equal to cos theta. Okay, so we can write sin 90 plus omega t is equal to cos omega t. So we can write this one as sin omega t plus pi by 2, that is equal to cos omega t. Okay, so I consider here the cos omega t as sin omega t plus pi by 2. Okay, then I is equal to, here I am this one writing in terms of Vm by 1 by c omega. I can write this also same, this equation is same. Okay, plus pi by 2. One more manner, I write in one more manner. Okay, then this whole term is considered as a peak current. Vm by 1 by c omega is equal to Im, that is known as peak current. So we can write the instantaneous current or current at an instant can be written as Im sin omega t plus pi by 2. Okay, we know the voltage V is equal to Vm sin omega t. By comparing these two equations, we get the knowledge. Here the current is sin omega t plus pi by 2. Here the current is leading the voltage by phase angle pi by 2. Okay, let me see the graph for the equations. Okay, by comparing these two equations, we are coming to the conclusion that the voltage lags behind the current by current I by phase angle pi by 2. Okay, or this can be stated as the current I leads the voltage by phase angle pi by 2. Okay, let me see how to draw the phasor diagram and the waveform for the equations. First of all, consider the x-axis alone. Okay, first V is equal to Vm sin omega t. It is instantaneous voltage, it is omega t. For that, this one is V. Okay, then at an instant I consider the point here. For that case, I draw a phasor. Okay, this one would be a phasor. It is at an angle omega t with the reference line. Okay, this is O, this can be written as A. Then we know OA is equal to Vm. This vertical axis is Vm sin omega t. Vm sin omega t. Okay, then next current I is equal to Im sin omega t plus pi by 2. Okay, here the current is leading the voltage by the phase angle pi by 2, that is 90 degree. That is I. Okay, this is I. Here it is named as B. Then OB is equal to Im. Okay, then I am drawing the waveform for this one. Okay, then we know this will leads the voltage by phase angle pi by 2. Okay, so I consider this one as okay, here it is leading the phase angle pi by 2 current. This one is current, so this one also I. Okay, from this situation we found that in resistor the current and voltage are in phase, but in inductor the voltage leads the current by phase angle pi by 2, but for the capacitor the current leads the voltage by phase angle pi by 2. Okay, then one more thing is that we know Im is equal to Vm by 1 by c omega. Okay, I compare this equation with the maximum current, that means peak current in the resistor, that is Vm by R. So this term must be equal to the resistance, that means it may play a role of resistance in capacitor circuit. Okay, so this one is called as an capacitive reactance. Okay, capacitive reactance, that is represented as Xc. So we can write the capacitive reactance X is equal to 1 by C omega. Capacitive reactance is a resistance offered by the capacitor. It is a resistance offered by the capacitor. Okay, X is a resistance offered by the capacitor to AC. Okay, then we know omega is equal to 2 pi f. Okay, substituting this X is equal to 1 by C 2 pi f. Here Xc varying inversely proportional to f. Okay, if frequency increases, the capacitive reactance decreases. For AC, we know it have the definite frequency, that is 50 Hz, so it apply some definite resistance for the AC, but for DC, okay, we know the frequency of DC is 0, then Xc is proportional to 1 by f, that is 1 by 0, anything by 0 is infinity, so Xc is equal to infinity. For direct sources, that means for direct current, the capacitor offer infinite resistance for DC, so that does not allow the DC to pass through. Okay, in our next video, let me see the RLC series circuit. Okay, thank you.